Hello, beautiful humans, and welcome back to Reignite Your Soul podcast and day number 2 of your self-love challenge. My name is Laura Plahuta, and I am your host. Obviously, I'm going to be your host every single time on here. Woohoo! So if you're new here to the self-love challenge, please make sure that you go back to day number 1 and watch that first. It's super important that you do each day before the next, so that you're up to date with all of the information and things that we're up to. So if you were there for yesterday's podcast, OMG, right? Like mind blown. Like it's crazy when you actually understand how your brain works. And if you listen to that podcast and you still have no clue what's going on, it's totally okay. You know what? Like it's not going to happen the first time. Be easy on yourself. If you want to rewatch it, go for it. Make some more notes, keep practicing that 3-step process. It's all a big journey and it's just going to keep going on and on and on and on. So you may as well enjoy it while it lasts, right? So our brains are so powerful, and what our current beliefs are, we learn that some of them may not be ones that are in alignment with where we're looking to go. A lot of them were created when we were children, and obviously our children brains were not looking to achieve the same things in life. They were a lot more survival based. And we also learned that when we are able to change those thoughts in our head, we're able to change that cascade that turns into your beliefs, which can ultimately change the course of your future. And your brain is so powerful that it can decide what it wants to focus on and what it wants to achieve in life, and you can make it start working for you, that subconscious mind. And the very first step that we learned was the 3-step process, which is absolutely amazing, right? It's an amazing tool for you to use, for you to start becoming more present and start becoming more conscious of how you're feeling throughout your day. And whether you're having those good emotions, those bad emotions, they're all perfect. There's no such thing as bad emotions. They're just more negative ones that we don't necessarily like to feel, right? Those anxieties, those fears, they're teachers. They're there to show you, to guide you. So pour love into them because they're trying to keep you safe. As much as you might not believe it sometimes, they are there to keep you safe. And when you are having those good feels, those good vibes, that high energy, I want you to celebrate it. Like, we're way too hard on ourselves, and really, like, life is way too short. We may as well have fun with this. And if you do something good, regardless how big it is, like, think of yourself like a brand new puppy. If you haven't had a puppy before, like, when you have a puppy and they pee outside for the first few times and they don't pee on your floor, you freaking have a party for that puppy. Like, this is what you need to start doing for yourself. Start becoming your freaking number 1 cheerleader. And man, when you start doing that, you are going to watch your life change because you won't need anybody else to encourage you. You're just going to be on a frickin' mission, like a bat out of hell. So today we are going to be talking about the law of attraction. And this is no magical law. Like, this is one of the laws of the universe. It's science, which is so cool how we can literally manifest anything that we want into our reality. And another key thing to know is that what you focus on, you're going to find. So just like I explained on the last episode, how when you are rethinking this negative event over and over and over again, telling your friends, telling your mom, everybody that you know about this event that happened, your brain does not know that you are not currently going through this exact same situation again. So it is releasing all the exact same chemicals that are reinforcing that emotion and that belief into your brain. Which is exactly why sometimes, like, somebody will say something or something will happen. You know, you just get that drop in your energy, and sometimes you're not even sure what it is. That's one of those hidden triggers. That's that chemical release that's being triggered by that belief that's deep down in your subconscious, and that's why you have that drop in energy. So when you find that you have that drop in energy, then make sure that you're taking out your journal and you're writing down the situation that is going on so that you can dig deeper into it to try to find out what that core belief was, what that person said, what happened that really triggered you. Like I was at the cafe the other day and Alex was at the exact same cafe and I did not know this. So Alex is my best friend and she was working and I was working and we had a meeting in like a half an hour. And I went in to go to the bathroom and found out she was at the exact same cafe and she did not tell me and she knew I was there. And I got so mad, guys. I was like raging. Here I am thinking that like she doesn't even want to sit with me, like just like so much judgment, right? And turns out she was just finishing off what she was going to do for work and then she was going to come out and surprise me. Okay, but this is where these triggers come in because I got so triggered that it was horrible and I hated feeling like that. But taking the time to actually sit down and dig into it and what it was about that situation that had me all upset, it really helps to do that. So just know that it's totally normal to have triggers. You're never going to get rid of all of them. It's going to be a complete learning process. And you're going to recognize it, and then another situation is going to come, and you're going to do the exact same thing. And you're going to be like, oh, crap. And then you're going to do it again, and you might get a little bit better. And then again, and it's all just repetition. So just know that this is not an overnight fix. So we don't want to be reinforcing those negative beliefs, correct? Right? So we really want to make sure that we're focusing on those things that we do want to happen in our life, those good emotions, so that they can really reinforce in our brains as well. And what you focus on, you're going to find. So make sure that you're focusing on those things that are going to move you forward in life. Because just like that negative trench that we can dig ourselves, that hole that just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper, we are totally capable of crawling out of that trench and starting that second trench of good beliefs that we want to dig. We are digging to freaking China in that trench. To give you a little example as to how powerful your brain actually is, I want you to think about a black cat. Okay? Think about a black cat. Now I want you to stop thinking about a black cat. Like stop thinking about the black cat. You literally cannot stop thinking about the black cat. If you could, you are something special. And another example is if you ever got a new vehicle. Like I got a Mazda CX-5 and I was super excited to have it. And then as soon as I got that vehicle, I'm like, man, everybody has a Mazda CX-5. What the heck? It must have been because I freaking got it, right? No, they were out there on the street the whole time, but I just wasn't focusing on it. And our brains are always doing exactly what we tell it to do. When we tell it to focus on something, it's going to focus on it. So we really need to make sure that we are focusing on those things that are moving us forward. So please grab out your pen and paper and write this down. Where my attention goes, energy flows. Where my attention goes, energy flows. So knowing that is super important, right? So what are some things that we can do then when we are focusing on that negative thing? We're like, okay, like I'm focusing on this black cat. I don't want to be focusing on this black cat, but I'm still focusing on this black cat, right? There are some things that we can do. So there's some amazing pattern interrupt things that you can do yourself and also have people close to you, like have a conversation with them and say give them permission. When I am in this mood, this is what I want you to do. Because giving that person that permission, naturally when this person calls us out on our own BS, our ego is going to be hurt. And we're going to want to rip their heads off, right? Like we're going to be shifting from there to anger like real quick, right? So giving them permission, you might get angry like right away, but like you're going to just be like, okay, like yo, like I gave them permission to call me out on this to help me out of this pattern that I have created for myself. So somebody that you know very well, a spouse, a best friend, have this conversation with them, explain it to them, and give them a pattern interrupt. And humor is an amazing pattern interrupt. Like when I'm super angry and somebody starts doing something funny or makes me laugh, like you're literally like trying to like not laugh, but like you can't even help it. You're like, stop trying to make me laugh, but then you're still laughing. Yeah. Pattern interrupts are huge and humor is an amazing way to do it. Go look up some freaking memes on Instagram. Like that'll get you laughing. Like what are the funniest things? Like just think back to a time that was like hilarious and you were rolling on the floor laughing. Like go back to that place when you start noticing yourself. And that's where the 3-step process comes in. Start recognizing when you're in that state and then interrupt the pattern so that you stop digging that trench for yourself. Another amazing thing that you can do is called Ho'oponopono, and I do have a video of this on my YouTube channel if you want to go, and I will be doing a podcast on it as well. But it's called Ho'oponopono, and it's an ancient Hawaiian technique. And what it means is to make right. And that being said, it's just about owning everything in our lives, not playing that blame game, not blaming anybody else, but taking full responsibility for everything that's happening in our life, and understanding that whether it's consciously or subconsciously, we attracted this situation into our life. And when those things happen, we don't necessarily want them to happen, but it's all just about owning it and having radical responsibility for all of your actions. And all it is 4 simple phrases. So you're just going to repeat them over and over and over again until that trigger, that emotion starts draining out of you, and it literally works, sometimes seemingly like magic. So grab your pen and write this down. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And what you're doing with this, so when you're saying I'm sorry, you're taking radical responsibility. And even if sometimes situations feel like they're outside of you, like it had nothing to do with you at all, take full responsibility for it. And naturally, your ego is going to resist taking responsibility for it. It's naturally going to be like, yo, this is everybody else's fault. Like, I am perfect. Like, this is what. Like, I love actually naming my ego. Her name's Patricia. So if you would like to name your ego, you can definitely do that, because then it's a lot easier to call that bitch out. Okay? So when Patricia's out of line, it's a lot easier for me to call Patricia out than call myself out. So step number 1, you're just taking full responsibility for everything that goes on in your life, both consciously and subconsciously. The second thing you're saying is, please forgive me. You're asking to be forgiven. So ask to your God, to yourself, to the universe, to whoever it is, that higher power that you are using for this example. And the third one is, I love you. So obviously you want to send love. Love always wins over fear. It wins all the time. So send love to your body, to the universe, to God, to anything else that is involved in the situation that you're going through. And then thank you. You're going to thank your mind. You're going to thank your body for all that it does for you. And just all it's doing is trying to keep you safe. So remember that. It's your primal brain trying to keep you safe. So you repeat these 4 things. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. So whenever you feel triggered, you could say this, and it's going to help you to calm down and release that emotion from your body, and you'll find that you do get back to that state. So just keep repeating those 4 things over and over and over again until the sensation that you feel is subsided. And it's kind of cool. So the clearing meditations that we're going to do are actually going to help you to remove those triggers. But what Ho'oponopono does is that actually prevents that chemical response. It makes it subside so that it doesn't actually leave that imprint again and again and again. So as your brain starts releasing those chemicals, you start doing Ho'oponopono, you start repeating these words, and it's going to slow down that chemical process so that it doesn't actually get imprinted anymore. So how freaking cool is that? That's how powerful love is. That's how powerful forgiveness is. That's how powerful your brain is, and saying thank you and that you love it and that you're sorry. How freaking cool is that when you learn how to work with your mind, your body, and your brain all working together toward what you want to achieve in life? So definitely try this out. If you need to write down these 4 words in your phone or the 4 sentences in your phone so that you remember it, trust me, you're going to go through many situations where you do not have it handy. You're like, Greg, what were those things that Laura was saying? Damn it. Just remember love. Love all the time. If you forget anything else, just keep saying, I love you. And it's going to happen over and over again where you keep forgetting what it is, but just keep coming back to that. Keep reminding yourself, put them in your phone, do what you can to make it so it's easily accessible for you. It's going to make a huge difference in your life. But remember, this isn't about being perfect. It's about doing our absolute best and just keep moving forward. So if we want to be focusing on those things that we do want, we definitely do not want to be focusing on what we don't want. But that being said, with society the way it is, like, it's pretty easy for our brains to shift to that negative spot, right? Like, we've got so much negativity in the news. Hopefully you don't watch the news. I don't even listen to the radio much anymore because it just seems like so low vibration a lot of the time. But just be conscious as to what you're putting in your head. I've also recently been listening to different songs, and I find myself like repeating lyrics in songs like hours later, and I'm just singing them, but it's like reinforcing like horrible things into my brain, which is crazy. So I started like listening to more like upbeat songs because it's crazy like what you can actually put in your brain and not even recognize it and realize it. So you've got negative coworkers, you've got negative like family members. A lot of these things, like, there's just so much negativity. So our brains naturally go more toward negative things. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a list of 25 things that you do not want in your life. And this can be physical things. It can be about your health. It can be about your body image. It can be about the thoughts that you have about that. It can be about material things you don't want in your life. They can be about different types of people that you don't want in your life. It can be spiritual things you don't want in your life. Absolutely anything, materially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, anything that you do not want in your life. So if you want to go ahead and pause me and then come right back when you're done making your list, then that would be absolutely amazing. Or we want to just keep on rolling. We are going to then flip that list into those things that we do want. And this should be an easy list from here, because you're going to flip what you don't want into what you do want. So it's basically, a lot of the time, it's just going to be choosing the opposite thing. And I want you to dream big with this. Like, remember that you can literally create anything in your life. And I want you to release the how. When you're writing these things down, don't worry about how you're going to make it happen yet. Okay? Remember that your brain doesn't know the difference between fact or fiction. So if you set that intention, that goal really big, your brain is naturally going to start looking for ways to fulfill that need. So remember that. So when you're doing your list of 25 things that you do want physically, spiritually, emotionally, materially, like, do you want to freaking live on a beach? Like, what do you want to do with your life? Do you want to have an amazing like house that you built yourself? Do you want to have an amazing family, a loving spouse? Like, what kind of characteristics do you want to become? Like, do you want to be somebody that's confident? Do you want to be somebody who's reliable? Do you want to be more confident in your body? Like, be more lean, be more muscular? What are these things? Like, this list of 25 things, dream big, and remember, release the how. Because once we set the intention, then we're going to start aligning our actions subconsciously with what we want and also consciously. And once we get those two working together, you're literally a powerhouse, a force to be reckoned with, and you're definitely going to achieve everything on your freaking list. So dream big. So before you go ahead and make this list, I want you to just close your eyes for a second. Close your eyes. Don't worry, I can't see you. Nobody can see you. Close your eyes. And I want you to just imagine that you're waking up in the morning. Maybe you don't have an alarm clock. Maybe you do because you like getting up early before the sun. Watch the sunrise. What would your ideal day look like? Where would you be waking up? Which country would you be in? Who would you be laying beside? Do you have kids, dogs, other family members there? Or nobody? Maybe you just wanted to be yourself. That's totally cool. It's whatever you want. You get up, you walk into the bathroom to do your hair, brush your teeth, wash your face, and you look in the mirror. What type of person do you want to see staring back at you? Not only physically, but mentally as well. What kind of characteristics? Do you want them to be patient? Do you want them to be kind, generous, loving? It's okay if you're not there right now. There's always room for growth, and you're so capable of achieving any of these things. And when you do that, like you go have breakfast, like what would your day look like? Would you be going to the job that you're currently going to right now? Maybe you'd be working less days a week. Maybe you hate your job and you're going to do something completely different. Like you've got a massive passion for something that you've been holding out on, and you really, really, really want to, you don't know how yet, but you really want to make that your career. Start thinking about all these things and dream big, because I'm telling you, you can literally create anything that you want in life. So take the time, sit down, put on some good music. I love on Spotify, there's a playlist called Inspirational Playlist, or like piano music, whatever that type of music is that's super inspirational for you. I encourage you to just put your headphones in, take some time by yourself. Don't let any external influences influence what comes up in your head. If something comes up and it makes no sense, write it down. Don't judge your thoughts, and just write it down. And then later on, you can kind of analyze it and see if it's something that you do want to achieve. But it's a super powerful exercise. So once you have your list of the 25 things you don't want, 25 things that you do want, you're actually going to take that list of what you don't want, right? Because we want to focus on what we want to find. Where our focus goes, our energy flows. So you're actually going to go ahead and rip that page off. If you did like half a page, rip off that list that you don't want. And I want you to destroy it. Get creative with how you destroy it. Like, do you want to burn it? Do you want to like rip it up into shreds and have the dog eat it? Do you want to flush it down the toilet? How is it that you want to destroy all of those things you don't want in your life? And as you're going to destroy them, I want you to have lots of satisfaction and fun with it. Like, you're getting rid of all those things in your life that no longer serve you, that you're ready to let go, you're ready to release, and you're ready to move forward with those amazing things that you put on your list that you're wanting to achieve and that you're going to achieve in this lifetime. So have some fun destroying that list. And then your list of things that you do want, I want you to put it up somewhere where you can look at it every single day. That could be on your bedside table. It could be on your kitchen fridge. Maybe you leave it in your lunch bag or put it on your desk at work. Whatever it is, make sure that you have that list. Maybe you want to make multiples of those lists. Then you can do that too. Or maybe you want to make a vision board with it. If you've never heard of a vision board, they're super amazing. You can get like different magazines and fun things. Get like a Bristol board, somewhere where you can put it up on your wall and look at it and have like fun pictures with all of those things that you're looking to achieve. That amazing body that you want, that bathing suit that you want to fit into, that you want to buy, that vacation that you want to go on, the job that you want to create. Maybe you really, really, really want to make $1 million. So you put up $1 million check on there. And it doesn't have to be realistic. It could be whatever you want, because you're going to make it happen. Whatever it is that you want to achieve on that list of things, put it up on a vision board. And then you can literally like look at that every single day, and you're going to actually start aligning what you're doing with the things that are on that board. And you're going to start finding that they're starting to come true, which is crazy. And then it's just going to build your confidence even more. And then you're going to change up your vision board and dream bigger. And then you're going to achieve those, and you're going to change them and dream bigger. And you're just going to keep constantly moving forward and reinforcing all those positive beliefs that you have inside your head that are moving you forward. So that is all I have for today for day number 2 of the challenge. I hope that you got lots of value out of that, and thank you so, so much for being on here with me. So just a little recap to remind you that you are a powerful being, and you can literally manifest anything into your life using the law of attraction. So focusing on what you want to find and aligning your actions with what you want. And the main thing is just having those things up in front of you constantly so that you can really start aligning those things and start achieving those things and building up your confidence. And they can be very small things to start, guys. They do not have to be big, massive things. They can be tiny things that you want to achieve. And when you achieve them, then you're going to cross them off. So start small and work your way up. But it's absolutely amazing when you start doing this and start realizing that, yes, you can start creating things in your life and becoming that person that you looked at in the mirror and you wanted to see. And I have so much belief in you. Just know that it is completely safe to open up your heart. It's completely safe to dream big. And it's completely safe to go against the norm. And just know that your authenticity is your power and that you are imperfectly perfect just the way that you are. So I love you guys. Have the best day today. And I can't wait to chat with you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.